All right, my good people. I'm about to crank this out. I haven't played this. Whew. When is the last time I played this? I guess I kind of remember the controls. Uh, yeah, yeah. Crank out this UFC 4. Let me see. Who do I want to fight? Who do I want to fight? Y'all know what's so funny, man? Is like certain games you stop playing for a while and it just comes right back to you, no matter how long it is. I don't think this is one of those games. like yeah, I haven't played this game in a long time. I think I'm gonna pull up a chair and sit down because I haven't played this game in a long ass time. Um, just like Mad Streets, that's one of those games. Like I always loved the game, but um, all right, the hell with it. I think I'll fight this guy. Just have some fun. Win, lose, or draw. See how it goes. We outside somebody's yard. Look like those houses in Roselle, New Jersey to me. All right, let's see how it goes. Okay. Told y'all I'm rusty. Okay. 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 Okay, so, all right. Yeah, I'm making the same mistake I was making before, which is moving and trying to throw a punch while I'm still holding the block button. Okay. See that transition from offense to defense? There's a lag there. So, see, like, when I throw the punch, right, I throw it and I, like, right here. See, there's a lag. I can't, that's just the way the game is made, where you don't transition as fluid as you would like. Yeah, so, you see, head kick. Now, if I want to jump in with the jab straight, jab, uppercut, or whatever, the transition is slow. There's a lag there. That's just the way the game is made. Yeah, that's just the way the game is made. Another thing is when I'm circling, I don't necessarily want to go against the cage. But you see how the screen it lags as you're trying to go 360 around in a circle. So it kind of like, and this is standing bang, right? So there's no submissions and none of that going on right now. So there's no need to. Now I can ground and pound them and more than likely get them out, because every time I ground and pound them, I make them quit. See that lag right there, man? It's like, see, you're coming from transitioning, so even off movement, right? Even off movement, it's like you have to stop and see what I mean? If I just stand still, he'll throw the punch. But to come forward and throw the punch, there's a lag. So that's why the punch is easier for him to counter. That's all she wrote. Yeah, I literally haven't played this game. I can't tell you when the last time. You go through my list, you'll see it's been a long time since I played this game. But you want to get a fighting though. Yeah, that was cool, man. Bam. Head kick. Out of here. Bam. You know, you see this venue right here, right? This looks like it reminds me of the Wrestling Cove, that venue where they're like in the backyard, and that's like their main venue, like in terms of popularity. And I want to talk about that game for a quick minute because you know, people will talk about expectations, but see, here's the thing about the expectations, and people need to understand this. The Wrestling Code is a game that's going to have old school, current wrestlers combined. But if you look at it, it has more of an old school throwback feel, and there are far more old school wrestlers than there are new, like current wrestlers. So I don't expect to see any real, like anything like out of the ordinary. And not only that, when a game has been in development for like 5 years, and the only thing that they show you is like little 20-30 second clips and no real gameplay, that's what we haven't seen yet. We have not seen any real gameplay. So I feel like, I mean, yeah, it's great that you get everything together first. Yes, it's great that you know you do these things, and then now, let's say one day they show us a lot more. Now these games are always like early access, and then people get the chance to play, and then you know they see the reactions, they listen to what people are saying, and then they'll or whatever corrections need to be made, what things they want to see, like that things that they can actually do with the game to make it better. Sometimes it has to be a patch job that comes later on, but I don't think the Wrestling Code, to be honest with you, is gonna have like I don't know what type of match types they're gonna have and all whatever, but like I don't think they're gonna really have anything like like I don't think there's gonna be like real deep with what they're gonna have in terms of match types. We'll see. I don't know. I just think the game is designed to have more of an old school feel to it. That's what it looks old school. If you look at the little tiny arenas that they fight in, right? Then I saw the venue where they were like out in the desert, and then the ring was surrounded by fire and stuff like that. I mean, we'll see. I hope the game is awesome. I hope that they pack it with whatever they can pack it with. But I do know that it's an indie game, and you look at like who they're showcasing. The last thing we saw was King Kong Bundy. Okay, and that, while I'm sitting here talking, let me just let a fight go in. So, and that, it's like, Okay, so we didn't really get to see anything happen. We didn't see too much. So there's no way to really feel about the game. You understand what I mean? Like as far as what I think about it. Once again, I hope it's incredible. I hope it's an incredible and amazing game. I just know that when you don't, showcase more and you wait, the anticipation is like people start to get impatient. When they get impatient, they start, and the longer it takes, the assumptions just go sky high, like with what you're actually doing with the game. And that's really unfair because then you put people in a position where if the game doesn't do the things you fantasize about, then the game sucks. Oh, they should have done this, they should have done that with the game. And I just think that that's so unfair. Now, let me say about another game. For example, they have a boxing game called Bloody Knuckles. The potential of that game is great. The way you can parry shots, the way you can hold your lead hand out, to keep distance, to prevent the jab from being thrown successfully and stuff like that. You have full control of your fighter. Now, what most people don't really like about the game is it's slow. The game is like purposely made where they fight at a slow pace. And I've seen to the point where one fighter is pivoting to the point he has his back turned to his opponent. Now, it has a lot of bugs that have to be fixed. It's already out for early access, and I watched like so many people play this game for like the entire time that they've been making videos. So with what the game offers, the vision that the guy has, great. Now it's like an underground street fighting boxing game, so they have like jackets, like hoodies on, sweatpants, sweat hood. You can wear head guards or no head guards. I think you can go bare. I think you can fight barefisted as well. I haven't seen a crowd yet, if there's gonna be, because everything I'm seeing is just like in a little. It's like they're in a gym, an empty gym, nobody around, no voices, nothing. So, for that alone, this game is gonna have to at least. They definitely want to fix those bugs before. And this is one guy who created this game by himself, a YouTuber, and he created this game himself. So, shout out to him. I don't remember his name. But so what he for what he see for this game, great. Now for him to be able to pull it off, it's a game that through time he can fix. But once again gets a lot of hype, then it takes forever to come out. A lot of times that can backfire because the whole time that everybody's asking for the game, they're looking at it like, man, I can imagine how much better the game is going to be the next time we see anything because he did this and that last time. And yeah, the game has a lot of bugs. That's the main thing with the game is the bugs and the control scheme. It's going to take a while for people to really perfect that because you off the pivot, the problem is when you pivot and your opponent switches directions on you. And then you completely have to like stay with him. So trying to do that, and the fact that it's a slow-paced game, now you can dash any direction, right? Forward, backward, left, right. But the movements are so slow. So those are things like whatever feedback they get and whatever they decide to fix. Of course, this is a computer fight. The first fight was me, using the guy that I created, of course, with the big mohawk. But those things. What I'm saying, because people use their imagination way too much. I feel like, man, just wait till the game come out and see what it has, instead of sitting there telling yourself it's gonna have all these different things. Because then if it doesn't, then you guys are gonna. People are so spoiled and so quick to give up on something. They're quick to say, "Oh, it's broken. Oh, they need to figure out." Okay, give it time. As you guys can see, they don't crank games out nearly as fast as they used to. And it was always a process that took a while, but they don't crank them out like that. And now people are so used to getting certain games like every year. You understand what I mean? That it's just like, no, well, I want this, I want that. Well, you have no choice but to wait. So when a game is in early access and the game has been in development for like years and years, those are the games that people are gonna get rid of, get tired of quick. They're gonna just say, forget it. But then you got a lot of people that talk a lot of trash, but as soon as the game come out, they're gonna get it, even though they talk trash. And they'll probably play it all like and don't record themselves so nobody know that they have the game. That's just how people are. But the reality is, with what's coming out right now, you know, we talk about wrestling games and wrestling more on this channel than anything else, and games in general. But wrestling is what we've really been going into the most. And you know, people got to understand, though. They really got to understand. When you have intentions to make something, you want to make it the best possible way that you can. But you don't want to follow the direction that everybody else is going. So whatever someone else is doing, you're not saying, let's take their format. Let's steal their format. You know, like, I know iPhone users don't like to admit it, but the honest people, they tell it all the time. The people at Apple don't innovate anything. Samsung, Huawei, those companies are innovators. And what Apple was known to do for years, Apple would watch whatever Samsung make, whatever Huawei make. What's the other company? But they would watch, and they would take their concept and put their own little twist on it. So the iPhone has yet to make a foldable. The first year that Samsung made a foldable, that same year, there were multiple channels of people that support the iPhone. And when it comes to cell phones, it's always like the majority of cell phone content creators are iPhone lovers. So they always try to take credit from every other company and make it seem like it's not what it should be. But then it's like one day, well, I have this, and it's like, well, I noticed your daily driver is not an iPhone. So what is that telling you, right? If your daily driver is a Samsung, anything other than the iPhone, but you keep praising iPhone, what are you doing? Well, I'm going with the popular answer. So this last year, when you heard so many people complaining about this last installment of the iPhone, it's like, okay, bro, grow up. Grow up. Just because you like something doesn't mean you can't be honest about how you feel about it, right? And pretty much the things that they were complaining about with the phone, my thing is, look, for me, I don't need a content creator to tell me what phone I'm going to buy or anything. I just look at what's happening. I look at, you know, what's important that this phone has that I want. What does this phone do that I want, right? You know how many people have come to me? Yo, I love that phone you had. Man, I wish Apple would make something like that. And whatever. Hey, I don't work for Samsung. I don't get endorsements through them. You know, I could switch up and go to a different company one day. Do I like their products? Absolutely. Absolutely. But at the same time, it's like this whole, everything is a comparison. What's better? What, like, man, listen, it's all up to what you want. You have people that, oh, the camera does this and this, but they don't even take photos. They don't do any, they sit there and boast and brag about the features that the phone have, but they don't even use these features. So it's just like a social thing. I want to be able to pull my phone out. Oh yeah, I got the new iPhone. Oh yeah, I got. So yeah, and these are the same people that every year they're upgrading their phone. Well, every year is not an upgrade. You know why I didn't buy the first 4 Galaxy Fold phones? Because I was waiting for them to make the changes that I needed to see before I purchased one. And on the 5th installment, which is the one I have, they did. Which means, that doesn't mean I'm going to buy the 6. You understand what I'm saying? This phone is perfectly fine. I'm not focused on a 6 or a 7 or whatever right now. So if the 6 basically just has a few little, you know, tweaks here and there, what's the purpose of me spending another $2,000 for a phone? And all it is some shit that they can send an update for to this one, right? So nah, I'm not one of those people. I'm too grown up and mature for that kind of stuff. So yeah, my conversations are going to be different, man. I'm not with all of this. Everything has to be a damn comparison. So, but just looking at games that's coming out right now, that's coming out. But looking at where they are right now, I really want to see Bloody Knuckles step up. You know, Undisputed. It goes on sale in October. They have pre-orders, and I told everybody this game is not going to stay $15. And I said, okay, for one, if they're saying $15, that means it's probably only going to be on Steam. And for $15, they're not going to pack this thing full of features. So I said, and the more content they add, you better believe this game is going to come out. It's going to be far more than $15. So now when you look at it, they have one for $80, and they have one for like $70 or something like that. Okay? They have 2 different editions of it. One is the Roy Jones edition, like Roy Jones 93 or something like that or whatever. So, it's like, it's the same game. You just don't get Roy. You get Roy on one and you don't get him on the other one, or whatever it may be. Or you don't get Roy Jones 93. I think you get Roy Jones, but not the 93. So in other words, the best version of Roy Jones, right? At his highest peak, you don't get that version of him. Now, who's willing to spend the money for that? It's subjective. How people are going to see this game. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. So you want to see these games. Like, there's no game I look at and say, I hope the game sucks when it come out. I hope the game fails when I don't understand how these idiotic people think like that, but they do. They automatically assume something's going to be trash because they hope it's trash. And then when the game comes out, it's like, yeah, let's just make video after video after video talking shit about this game. Yet you bought it. So even if you say, I bought it and then I uninstalled it, okay, that's your business, but you still bought it. So what is your point for saying what you're saying? Well, I was disappointed. Okay, well, did your marriage fall apart because of the game? Did you lose your home? Did the dog run away? Your kids don't want anything to do with you no more because you bought a fucking video game? Like, grow the fuck up, man. Like, seriously. So, anyway, I'm just trying to wait for this fight to finish. Then I'm going to head out. And, yeah, I mean, it's like, for example, me telling you about the system on this game. You see, like, you don't even see the computer do it. You can't lunge forward and, like, leap in with a shot like in real life. You basically, you come in and you have to, like, stop. And when you stop to punch, you have to let your guard down. You understand what I mean? So the striking part of it is more like you got to be strategic of, okay, let them come to me. And even still, you can get caught. But landing your shots going forward, you see, like when I lunge in with the knee, then, okay, now let me throw my shots. You still can get hit in transition, but that's something that has been in every one of these games so far for UFC. Is you have to, because you can't punch while you're holding the guard button. So as soon as you let your guard down, it's more than likely you lead with a jab anyway. But you can't throw. It depends on your instincts and what your eye catch that you can do, and you just hand and eye coordination with the buttons. Because every time I'm coming in, it's like it's hard to like just come in and land 2 clean punches in a row. So if I land a jab, it's mostly a double jab. I can land it 1-2 here and there, but most of the time I get countered. So when I come in, it's like I'm coming in with the jab, then bam, I get caught. It's like, okay, let me keep my distance. Let me throw the head kicks. Mix it up with the shots to the knee. I'll punch here and there, but for the most part, I'm moving. Make them come to me. Some of them you'll find you have more success when you walk them down. And these are just things that you see and you learn and you get better at a game. So once again, I'm not here to be the greatest video game player of all time. I don't give a shit about that. You all can have that title. I'm just here to have fun. Of course, I want to get good at these games and you're planning to win. Man, this is a game. I can't see myself getting mad. It gets a little, because when you keep losing at something, but angry and it is what it is, man. It's all for fun, and that's that. But I just wanted to get some fights in, get one fight in anyway. And now I have to head out, and I'll upload these later. Hey, everybody out there, be safe. Have a beautiful day. Keep toxic people out of your life. Stay away from stressful situations. Play your games. Enjoy your games. I will catch you guys on the next video.